Alright guys, welcome to another I think it's like the 13th tutorial, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to style this home button right here. Now these notification icons are different than this home button right here because this is more like a regular button, except that you use an image instead of text. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this for a single button, and then once you learn this you can use it for however many buttons you want. So the first thing we want to do is say footer menu, and I'm going to make a class called home button. Now this right here, what I'm going to style is this entire section, and it isn't this little home icon or the image itself, it's the entire button square section. So the first thing I want to do is set padding. Now the padding of this, you want to set it similar to your text, but it's really dependent on how big your icon is, or that little house, or whatever you use for your home icon. Mine is 5 pixels, 8 pixels, 0 pixels, and 14 pixels. Pretty much whatever fits. Make sure you get the height of your footer, and then whatever fits to pad your image nicely, do that. Now for the border, you're going to set it to none, and the background, set this equal to none. So right now we pretty much padded our image in there nicely, but if in case you didn't notice, we didn't even have the image itself applied to the footer yet. So let's go ahead and learn how to do that now. We pretty much just made a section. So what we can do is actually copy this. So right now we made an area where the button would go, and that button is actually going to be a link to the home page, so A. Now whenever we make this in the HTML file, you know how you typically make a link like this, and then you put crap in here, and that's the text that displays? Well, we actually are not going to have any of that text. However, whenever we show this, we want the image to show. So how do we do that? Well, whenever you want to do that, all you need to do is you need to set the background of the link to a URL. Now the URL, you can go ahead, hold on, ear itching. There we go. If you just want to play around, you can actually use a full URL like HTTP and get an image from the internet. But if you have one on your local computer, just go ahead and put a path to that. So image home.ping is the name of my image right here. And you also want to put it in the top left, no repeat. Now something like your background, this entire thing, you may have tiles to repeat. For this, you do not. And actually make sure to get rid of that semicolon. So that is how you use an image on your button right there. And the reason that you want to put this in the top left is because you already padded exactly where you want your button to go. So instead of positioning this inside the button, just pad your button to fit your image, and then whenever you want to move it around, just change the padding. It's very simple. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to set the width and the height for the link. So the width, and again this also depends on your image, pixels, and the height, 30 pixels. Now we want to do this because browsers aren't really used to using images as links. So what you want to do is you want to give it the specific height and width. So actually width and height in this case, so it knows what the heck is going on and it doesn't mess everything up. This is like insurance to ensure that your image displays properly. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to set on hover. What's going to happen whenever you hover over this section? Well, what we want to do, and let me just steal some crap from here, and this is pretty much just housekeeping and also some other cool stuff. So whenever we hover over this image area, the first thing we want to do is make sure the background's none. Now I'm going to put this in here even though I don't want to change background none and then make it dynamically change to background none. It has no effect. I'm putting this in here in case any of you guys want to, make the background a little bit darker. This is where you change it right here. Now I'm going to tell you guys this. The reason that I don't like to make the background darker is because when you don't click on the area itself. You need to click on the image in order to go, to the home page or whatever. So that's why on the buttons, I like to make the area darker because it has some effect. It makes a pop-up menu appear. But on this one, you just can't hover over the button. You need to actually go and click the link. So I just think it makes it's just a little annoying thing, a little subtle thing that makes your web page a little bit better for the user, better user experience. That's what it's all about. Now, what I would like to do is make this image glow on hover. So there are a couple ways that we can do this. I already have another image, and I'm going to show you guys two different ways where you can make the image glow. So first of all, this gets changed to whenever you hover over the link, which is basically the image itself. What you want to do is you can change it from home to home to, and I have two image files. This home right here is like gray, like CCC, CCC, and this is pure white. So whenever you hover over it like this, that makes it appear like it's glowing. Can you guys see that? You can also do this. You can also set the opacity to 50% by default, and whenever you hover over it, change the opacity of your image to 100%. And that has another cool effect. It makes your button kind of transparent, and then when you hover over it, it comes like full opaque. So those are two different ways, but if you're just beginning, it's probably easier just to have a gray image and then in Photoshop or whatever, paint it white, and then whenever you hover over it, it looks like it's glowing. But anyways, that is how you style the home button. And in the next video, we're going to be getting into all of these drop-up menus. So this one right here, that one, and we have, a lot of information to cover. But trust me, it's worth it. This is one of the coolest footers of all time. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Congratulations that you now know how to style a home button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.